Hello, welcome to the video today. How do I know it's today? It's always today. So, today we're going to be talking about this little Jeepy Buggy car thingy. It's got wheels, so I know it works as a car, but what else does it have? First off, there's room for a person. Having a driver often helps with the car, seeing as we don't have fully functioning self-driving cars yet. It's got a little cannon on the back, because, you know, that always helps. I mean, the more stuff you shoot, the better it is, right? And so we added these cannons on the front. Simply push down the hood and kabam! The headlights explode. I don't think headlights are supposed to do that, but these ones do. So let's get on with the video. This car has three main important sections. First off, the bottom, which connects to the wheels. Wheels are kind of important for a car. I like having wheels on my car. I don't know about you. Second, this front part. This is where most of the magic for the cannons is held. Basically just a hinge right here, and this plate which goes on top. The edge of this plate touches these and shoots, which is the main focus of the Jeep thingy. The Jeep thingy's its name now. And then we've got this cannon on the back. It loads up these and shoots. Not anything particularly special, but looks cool. Mostly, the back section is decorative, as well as this minifigure thing. The really only functional parts are these wheels and the cannons up front. Because beyond that, I'm not counting this as a function because it functions itself on its own. It doesn't need to be connected to the Jeep to function. So let's get on to how we make these parts. So let's start with this undercarriage of the car. First off, we need a long piece. These long pieces are useful. They kind of just go through the entire car and hold everything up. Having pieces that are actually attached together really helps. You may not know that. Then we've got 4 of these little clip things. These are just bars for the front and back, mostly for decoration. They hook to these little things, these little weird arm pieces with the hole in the back. And these claw pieces, those are the front and back decoration of the car. Then we've got these pieces. These hold the wheels on. Having your wheels attached to a car is really helpful as well. These are the pieces actually using the wheel. You've got, first off, one wheel, extremely useful. Then we've got a little pin thing here, a little of one of these dots with the hole through the center. I don't have many of these, but I love using them because they're just really useful. They hold on to absolutely everything. And then one of these claw pieces. I also love these claw pieces. Just tiny pieces like that make building really fun. Then I've got these 3 pieces. These make the seat for the person. I like having this under the part of the minifigure. It makes them easier to take in and out, but you don't need it. If you just want to use like a 4x4 piece in replacement for all of these, that works. So let's assemble it by doing this. Put this one right here, this one right here, and here, here, and here. I know, I'm so clear, aren't I? Basically what you want to do is have 3 spaces on the front, 3 spaces on the back, and a 4x4 in the center here. You're going to have the person's feet here, their rear here, and basically this is the front, this is the back. So on the front, let's start with the front. You're going to take these pieces, put one stud on here. You're going to take these claw pieces. Claw ones are used for the front, these little pole pieces are used for the back. So put the pole pieces to the side and use these claw ones. And you can attach those on the very left of each of these. And then we grab these pole pieces, little sticky outy thingies, the clippy thing, the useful ones. Yes, the useful ones, let's call them that. And you put those front and back. We're going to move into the back now, seeing as the front's kind of done. Put one of these pieces here, and grab your 2 pull pieces, which we do want to use here, and put them on each edge like that. Now we take each wheel piece. I like having the star side out, but you can really pick which side of the wheel you want out. They're different on each side. So whichever side you want out, put that side down. Now take your pin, stud to the inside, and now take your stud, put that on top, and take your clip, shove it down as far as it will go. It's got these 2 little angles at the bottom. It should be down up to those, and you're going to need 4 of those, unless you want to make a tricycle or a hexacycle, I don't know what you'd call that, 6-wheeled car, or more. You could have an 18-wheeler. You can make a semi-Jeep. It would be a semi-truck, but it's not a truck, it's a Jeep thing. So anyway, we do that. And I'm going to fold these down for right now so that they'll be out of the way. If you don't want these to fold, there are plenty of options. You can just make them go straight out and that'll work just as well. I like mine folding because I think that looks cool. Okay, so that's the base. We're going to set that to the side and move on to the next section. Next, let's move on to the front of the car. So here we've got the hood piece. Kind of important. You want your car to have a top. And then these pieces both go underneath it. This one is a clip because it can grab onto the handlebars. If you're using some kind of other steering wheel, or if you're not using steering wheels at all, just feel free to replace this entire thing with a 2x3 piece. Then we've got 2 angled things. This is so far what my windshield is. Kind of lacking. If you want to replace it, it's just aesthetic. You can even not include it at all if you'd like. Next, we've got over here to the right this mechanism, which is what's used. This is the hinge that we use so that we can push down on the front and have it launch the things. What I've got is this little cross pin, and it goes in. That way you've got an axle on this first one, which makes it much more loose and easier to rotate. This bar holds them together. It needs one stud and blank, because when we put it on, I'm just going to show you this now. What we're going to do is we're going to have this blank here in the center, and this piece is going to rest on top of that. It needs to be flat because we don't want it to attach there. So we've got two of these types of hinge pieces, two tops and two bottoms, because that's what we're going to use to attach everything. Then we've got a 1x4 black piece, two 1x2 jumper plates. These are called jumper plates. I don't know why they don't seem to jump, but they've got two holes in the bottom, one stud on the top. Then we've got two of these little elbow pieces. Pretty useful in this build because you need to reach out around a lot of corners. Of course, we've got our shooter thingies, because if you want to shoot studs, having something that shoots studs is quite useful. We've got our headlight lights that just go in these things. If you want, you can install them now. If you want, you can wait for later. I'm going to wait for later because they're kind of pain to install now. You're going to keep pushing them as you build it. Then we've got four of these little pieces. They're just one by one, and you stack them on top of each other to make sets of two. These are going to be the headlights, so that you still have headlights when your headlights explode. And then you've got two 1x1 tiles over here. These are going to go on the edge of this just to fill up some empty space. So let's get building. So let's start like this. We're going to grab these two pieces here, these two little gray ones. Grab this clip, put them on the tongue of these, right there. And you're going to put this 4 piece on the other end. We're going to grab our hood and go ahead and attach it there. Then our handles, and put them right there. Next, we're going to disconnect these pieces because this is going to be easier to work with on its own. Then what we want to do is we want to grab this gray piece and its axle. We're going to grab this gray piece, put its axle in it. So they each have axles. They need to be facing the opposite direction. That way they can both face towards the center. What we're going to do is we're going to put this one on there. It's not going to stay or click or anything. Just leave it there. Put this one on there. We're going to rotate this down. Grab this 1x4 piece and suspend it right there. This will lock everything in place, meaning that you can just rotate this freely now without worrying about it coming off. We're going to go ahead and grab these two pieces, put them right there, and right there. Ta-da! Now we're going to go grab this, put this back on. And you can see how this allows this to move. For currently 90 degrees, but it's not going to move that much when we're done, just a tiny bit. And it holds the handle. We're going to go ahead and grab our windshield, put that on as well. Next, what we want to do is we want to grab our base that we set aside earlier. What we're going to do is we're going to grab these two arm pieces, put them right here, and right here. Put this piece right in between them. Then what we want to do is we want to take our two shooters, put them on these tiles facing forward so that the end of them is above this bar. Then we're going to grab our two headlights, put one on the right here and one on the left here. You could put them both on the left or both on the right, but that kind of results in uneven lighting and the build won't work, so don't do that because it doesn't actually work. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to put this right here, going across. We're going to take each of these jumper plates, put them on top to connect. Next, we've got this piece. It should fit pretty well right there, leaving everything room to hinge. We can fold these arms up if we'd like, and fold these two front wheels up. Now we don't have to look at the hinge. And put our two windshield wipers, not windshield wipers, headlights, sorry, in. And now comes the most important part, the testing. You should be able to squeeze your top and have it explode just like that. If you don't, go back through the instructions, make sure everything was done correctly. Because when things are done wrong, that tends to mess you up. Okay, on to the next section. So next up, we've got the back section of our thing. This thing is mostly decorational, because by now you've got the main functions, the shooting and the rolling part down. This is the part, the way I chose to design my back. But you can choose to design yours however you would like. So, let's go from the bottom to the top, I guess. So, we've got these 4 studs here. These are going to be the first layer, along with this 2x6 piece. We kind of have to exclude these two, because otherwise because you can't actually place anything there. There's no studs and it sticks up, so we have to make gaps there at the beginning, and we'll fill them up later. Then we continue going up. We've got this stack here, which goes on the front here. It'll provide the minifigure with some form of kind of backrest-ish thingy. doesn't look very comfortable, but oh well. And then it also stores the ammo. I'm just leaving those clipped in for now because they're kind of a pain. Then we're going to go up another layer. We've got this piece which bridges the gap in the back right here. And then we've got the tail back here which holds our gun in place. If you've got a gun, having it be held by something kind of helps. We've got an engine back here. This is some form of an engine. It's just 2 silver studs and a grill piece. So I'm just leaving that there because it'll make construction a bit faster when we get down to it. Then we've got 2 sidebars. This is what one looks like, and these are the pieces required to make it. 1x2, 1x4, 1x1, another 1x2, and these 2 dark blue pieces that are on the top. So let's begin building. So we're going to start off by taking these 4 studs, placing the 2 red ones at the back. I'm using them as rear blinky brake light thingies, which is good if you want to signal to somebody that you're braking, but if you don't want to signal to somebody that you're braking, just replace them with some other color. So then we've got that in place. We're going to take this piece, put it right across there, and no, it's not braking, and leave it like it is. So like that. Now we're going to take one of these 1x2 pieces, put it right there. Take another one of these 1x2 pieces, put it right there. So you've got a tiny little stack. Take this piece, which is technically a 1x2, and put it right there. And we're going to leave that for now. We're going to put these engines right on top of there. Let's go ahead and assemble this thing. I'm going to take this piece, put our jumper plate on it, and put our clip on it. So we've got the clip with the pole that would go in the clip facing up and down. We're going to put this dark blue piece on it and attach our cannon. I just have it aiming forward in some kind of docked position. Fits in actually pretty snugly right there. We can just put that down. We're going to take these 2 ammo pieces now and put them in, one right there and one right there. So now we're going to take this piece, 1x4, 1x2, goes right beneath it on one side. The next one goes on top in the middle. Then we put this piece on the same side as our 1x2 is, so we get something that looks like this. Then cover it with these dark blue tiles. Now we've got 2 of these. I've got 2 of these. You should have 2 of these. We put one on each side, going right back. That makes our decoration for this side. So now let's move to this center piece. Pretty simple. Again, just decoration, kind of holds the minifigure in. So the pieces for this section go this way. First off, we've got this tile, the little hooky tile that goes on under and has 4 studs that go up rather than the one that goes down. The one that goes down won't exactly work. It'll kind of hold your car off the ground, whereas we'd like a wall for our car. We've got this slope tile right here, 2x2, simple one. We've got these 2 hook pieces, which are pretty useful, and we've got 2 studs and 2 slopes. These are just side decoration. Again, you can replace with whatever you want. And we've got this little piece that goes on the side, give your minifigure some kind of armrest. And here's what it looks like all assembled there, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make it. So we put these 2 hooks on the back. To keep those in place, let's go ahead and take this piece, put it right there. So we've got tongue, slope up to these, I'm calling them hooks, but that's not their name, I can't remember their name. Put 1 stud on each side, and put 1 slope on each side, facing in. Like that. Now we take our car. For this part, I'm going to remove this hood, because it's just going to make my job a bit easier reaching in there. So what we want to do is we want to fold the wheels down, and put this piece there as one wall, and this piece on the opposite side as the other wall. We're going to take this piece and push them down in on the insides. And then we want to replace the parts that we took out. Put that hood back on, fold everything back up, and there we go, 1 car. Oh, and don't forget to fold these up like I did. It may be useful now to take your headlights, put in your headlights, and then make your headlights explode. Because, hey, that's what this thing does. Hello everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope for world peace and for a lot of other things. Most of my hopes aren't going to come true, but oh well. I hope I find this headlight. I lost one of them. I shot it in that last video and I don't know where it went. Anyway, in the comments, please let me know what you think. I've got a 3D printed piece. I've been experimenting with 3D printed pieces. They're kind of tricky, don't really work well, and most often quite useless. But tell me what you think. Would you like me to keep just printing only on... not printing. Keep making videos only on Legos, or do you want me to include some 3D printed parts with them? Still, main topic would be Legos, but do you want me to experiment with 3D printed Legos? Anyway, thanks. I'll see you in the next video, and goodbye.